everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today we'll be opening up the Bargain Bead Box subscription for March 2023. This is hands down one of the most popular subscriptions that I share here just because it's so versatile, but also because it's such a great value. Inside you'll find a coordinating palette of different types of gemstone beads, glass and crystal beads, and all sorts of metallic components, and findings that will go along with your beads and pendants. The price for this one is just $19.49 per month, and that includes the shipping cost if you're located within the US. Although they do ship to other locations, you'll just have to see what that shipping cost is, which is probably different depending on where you are. I also have a coupon code for this one. It's Opal2, OPAL2. That'll save you $2 off your first monthly package, so that would make it only $17.49, and I think you'll see what I mean if you haven't checked this one out yet when I say it's a really good value. So let's go ahead and get into it. I can't wait to see what our color scheme is and what's inside. So we'll get into that bundle shortly. It says that our theme for the month is called Art Deco Luxe, inspired by the glamour of the Roaring 20s with some black agate onyx, hematite, pearls, and other crystal accents. That sounds awesome. And on this sheet, and every single month, you get a high value coupon to use at their sister site, which is Beadbox Bargains, a place where you can shop online and pick and choose from all sorts of closeout beads and findings. And that coupon is good multiple times throughout the month. The other thing you'll find on this sheet is the information about their monthly contests that they run. If you make something from one of their monthly packages, you can submit a photo of your creation to their email or Facebook and be randomly entered to win some credit to their sister store. So here's a sneak peek of our bundle in this reusable black organza bag, which contains 17 different types of items all listed out on the back of that sheet so you know exactly what you're getting. And based on that number of different items and the cost of the subscription, you can see that these items average out to just a little over $1 each. A couple other helpful things to know: they have been introducing some hypoallergenic stainless steel findings, so be sure to look for that with the asterisk on the list. And also later on in the month, you can usually find extra bargain bead box goodies at their sister store available for purchase, so if there's something in your package you'd like more of, you can find it in their shop. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this and check out each of these items close up one at a time. Alright, so first on the list we have an 8-inch strand of 5.5 by 6mm hematite coated chevron beads, which is really cool. This green looks like it's really going to complement our black and white and gold that we also have going on this month, which is a really classic combination. So these have a really nice coating in the sense that it's smooth and thick and seems to cover the surface of these chevrons really well. These being the man-made hematite, they have a good weight to them too. And their hole is located right through the center of the chevron where you see the peak at the center of the shape. Very generous strand as well. In bag number 2, we find a 7.5-inch strand of the 4mm finely faceted hematite AB rounds. Look at the shimmer that they have and all the different colors. You have a rainbow of sparkle coming off of these faceted rounds, which I thought were actually crystal rounds when I first saw them in the bag. But you can tell again by the weight of these being a little bit heavier, more solid feeling, that they are also the coated hematite. And while they would be a great neutral, they also pick up on so many other colors if you put them with other things, even beyond this palette. In our third bag, we find a meter of the 3 by 2mm brass oval jewelry chain. So this month we have the gold tone findings, and every month that will change. It'll be something different, but it will always coordinate within that selection of contents for the month, which is very helpful. because even if you don't have a bead stash built up, they provide you with a lot of things, including some basic components and chain like this that you can use to make things directly from the contents of your package. So this is a really simple but useful chain. It's got the dainty oval links in that small and very usable 3x2mm size. In bag number 4, we have 50 pieces of the 4mm brass corrugated bicone spacer beads. And again, something else that I thought was actually crystal or glass. These are instead metallic, as it said, but in that bicone bead shape. They are slightly cold to the touch, as you'd expect for metal, and they're in that shade of gold that matches really well with the other gold findings for the month. And oftentimes we see a selection of spacers that we can use in order to break up some of those other glass and gemstone components. And these we see are in a very classic shape, which I could see going really well actually too if you combine these with other crystal bicones. I think that would be a really pretty combination, using both of those in something together. And without looking at these from the close-up angle that we are from this video, it's not as apparent, but you can see that corrugated edge that they have going all around the widest portion of the beads. Our 5th bag contains a 7.5-inch strand of the 8mm white shell pearls in this round shape, and it says these are man-made. They do have a higher quality feel to them though, with that shell material that makes up at least the coating, instead of these being a painted or other type of glass bead with a color that you find on the surface. They also have that really pretty satiny pearlescent shine that you expect from these types of beads. Bringing in some more components with bag number 6, we have a 16x18mm 18-karat gold-plated brass swirled teardrop toggle clasp. I love this. It has the higher quality, very smooth, polished, lighter gold tone that I've been seeing a lot more recently when it comes to these golden colored findings. And you can see that delicate swirl shape that they have both on the bar and the loop portion, which are just being held together temporarily with that jump ring. In bag 7, it looks like we have a metallic pendant. This is the 28x15mm 18-karat gold-plated brass filigree teardrop pendant. So here's a look at that pendant component, which I think is just beautiful. It's got that smooth and polished type of coating as well, like we saw in the clasp, and the addition of those swirly cutouts, which we're going to see throughout our collection of items this month. And it's one of those things that you could leave by itself just as it is, very simple but elegant, but it could also be combined with other things like the addition of beads, or combined with another type of pendant. And you can also utilize all those different openings that it has to where you could even use this as some type of a connector if you wanted to. In our 8th bag, we find 2 pieces of the 19.5x8mm gold-plated brass filigree Teardrop Charms. Aren't those lovely? And I like the dimension that they have. They are 3-dimensional, so you can see if you flip them over, they have a bit of width, but also they're the same on both sides and give us that filigree and swirly type of design that's similar to the pendant. So I'm thinking right away, if you were to use these in combination with the pendant, these could also be incorporated into a matching pair of earrings and complete a set, just as one example. And I like how they're open and airy and also have the cutouts on both sides with the little bit of open space in between. Up next in bag number 9, we have a 16-inch strand of 6x4mm crystal faceted rondelle beads in jet/gold. Here is more golden shimmer, combining that with the black as well. Another very classic combination, and a generous quantity of these crystal beads. to accent those hematite beads and that green color that we also see, not to mention the pearls. These also bring us another shape and size to combine with our other items, which is just another way that the bargain bead box regularly provides us with a complementary assortment. You can choose a little bit of this and a little bit of that to put together and make not just one thing, but multiple items just from one package. In bag number 10, we have a 15-inch strand of the 8mm black agate in the round shape. And even though these are primarily in the black color that we see, there's also some neutrals that show up in some of these beads, including some of that creamy white color and also some deep gray and the smoky brown. So you see those different details pop up like we expect in stone beads, making them all slightly different from one to the next. We have some additional metallic components brought in bag number 11. There's 4 pieces of the 17 by 11mm stainless steel open teardrop charms. Getting an item like this is a true gift because even though it's really simple, it's so versatile. You can see that there's multiple ways you can use a component like this, whether it's hanging off the bottom of a pair of earrings, just left open and simple, or used as a connector component, or even linked together to make a multi-tiered piece. There's so many different things that you could do with these. And as usual, we have a generous quantity, not just 1 or 2, but they've included 4 for us. And these also have the smooth golden plated quality, not to mention these particular ones listed as stainless steel, so they should retain their color a little bit better than some of the other plated brass findings, and they're hypoallergenic. Our 12th bag includes 15 inches of 8mm glass pearl beads in the color called teal green. So these glass beads don't have as much of a blue undertone, even though they're called teal. The chevron shaped beads below are a little bit more bluish than these are, but they would combine pretty well and add another suggestion of that green to the classic palette that we have. Another thing I'm really pleased with is the quality of these beads. You don't see any chipping or flaking to the green color or coating. It's again very smooth and thick and very much intact, as you can see. And looking at the whole location up close, you don't see anything flaking off. So these will be another great bead option to work with. Up next in bag 13, we have 2 pieces of the 17.5 by 13mm Onyx and Brass faceted teardrop charms. So these combining the black stone material with more of the golden metallic accents. And just like a lot of our other components, these have a sort of teardrop-like shape, although a little bit wider there at the bottom. Handy that we have a pair in case you wanted to incorporate these into earrings. And they're the same on both sides, having that gentle faceting all across the surface of the stones. Coming up in bag 14, we have a 10-piece strand of the 10mm crystal faceted barrel beads in the color Jet. So these are solid black, but also have the faceted surface, which allows for different areas that the light can reflect off of and give another interesting shimmer and shine to your jewelry. These have the flat areas at either end where the hole's located, and also offer another shape rather than just a standard round, some of which we've seen already. And then in number 15, we have another pendant component. This is the 37 by 21mm black agate faceted teardrop. Looks like it'll combine really well with those 2 charms. So I just want to move this slightly so you can see those faceted areas all across the surface of the stone, just like those other 2 smaller components had. You also have the shiny golden color metallic area that surrounds the stone, and there's a look at it from the side, and flipping it over you can see that it is also the same on the back. So we have another candidate for a potential pendant and earring set. And then in bag 16 we have a 7-inch strand of the 10mm black and white agate faceted rounds. Aren't these absolutely gorgeous? I just love them, with the classic black, white, and gray combination for the most part, with all of them having different concentrations of those colors that are found in the stones, but also the addition of that juicy faceting detail, which is still rounded but gives us that definite break in the surface of the beads, which gives them an extra shiny appearance. And it's just another stone variety that we have in this very inexpensive bargain bead box. Not just one gemstone strand, but multiple stone varieties combined with the other glass and metallics. And then our final item in bag 17 is a 20-piece strand of 8mm crystal faceted drop beads in Teal AB. That shimmer is just delightful with the addition of the iridescent AB coating that allows the different colors to pop up all across the surface of the facets. And while at first glance these look like round beads, they do have that slight drop shape, being just a hint more narrow at one side. These also have a little bit more of a blue undertone to the shade of green or teal, and they match those hematite chevrons very well. So that wraps it up for another fabulous bargain bead box monthly package. I think they did a fantastic job again. They've come out with another palette of items that is different from the ones that we've seen previously. I don't remember one that was exactly like this, actually, at least since I've been subscribed. So expect to get something different each and every time. If this particular palette isn't your cup of tea, then next month will be something totally different anyway. But seeing everything laid out here, I think you can tell why this is called the bargain bead box. It's a wonderful value for what's included. And not only that, the thought behind what's been provided for us too. We see the coordinating components, not just in color, but shape as well. So you have enough cohesive items to pick from and put together and make multiple pieces just from what you see here for that monthly price of $19.49. I really like this Art Deco Luxe theme. I think they were really spot on with their choices and different things they pulled in here. And I definitely look forward to working with these items and hopefully coming back in the near future to share some finished pieces with you from what you see here. But those are just my thoughts. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this particular month's theme and selection of items, or anything else you'd like to say. Don't forget that the link directly to the subscription is located right down below the video, so if you'd like to try them out, just click on that link. It'll take you right to it, and you can use the coupon code OPAL2 to save $2 off your first package. While you're here, be sure to subscribe. I'd love to have you back, especially if I come back with some finished pieces based around these contents. Also, give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and feel free to share it wherever you like. That's all I have for now. I hope to see you all again real soon. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.